Can you see our shirts? Can you see it? That was complicated because here's why. Multiple reasons. But namely because I keep looking at myself. That's not the reason. Because I fell off my steps the other day.
Oh, yeah.
And I busted my knee like a 5-year-old. So it's hard to kneel. But it's getting better. So would it have been cooler if your shirt had said Reed on it?
No. Banks for the win.
But we could have been the Bash Brothers.
Yeah.
We all just picked our favorites.
Yeah, we did.
Because, look, they're our shirts and we don't have to conform. Even though, really, I do think about this all the time. Portman never had a jersey like this.
Yeah.
Although, I don't know that Banks ever did either. Because when they had these jerseys, he was a Hawk.
Mm-hmm.
By the time he came to the team, I think they had the good white jerseys.
So maybe neither one of us are legit, but who
Don't
cares?
care.
Who cares? Because we picked our favorites, and that's why.
Welcome to our mighty McWorld. It's just our McWorld, guys. But it's Mighty Duck themed.
Today, we're going to be talking about our favorite sports movies, so...
Rah, rah, rah. Sports. Go sports. We're not those kind of people. We know things about sports.
Yep. We do know a thing or two.
If you are those kind of people, though, that's fine too. Hey, everybody has their own thing.
Mm-hmm. I don't know nearly as much about sports as you do.
But you know more about sports now than you used to.
That's true.
So,
I know I got the gist of most sports. I can watch them and know what's going on, even if I don't know all the rules.
yeah, I mean, I don't really know most of the rules. Well, I don't know how many rules there are. Probably lots. But of hockey and soccer.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're sort of similar. I get the impression that they're somewhat similar because mostly what I don't understand, and people have explained it to me, but is offsides. And it's something to where you're too far ahead of the puck or the ball or, I don't know. Because football, obviously, offsides is just when you've crossed the plane before the ball snapped.
Mm-hmm.
Or while the ball's being snapped. So, I don't understand it. Anyway, I'm looking for my list.
Too many things.
Yes.
But yes, we're going to talk about our favorite sports movies. And most people, even if you don't know a ton about sports, you can still enjoy sports movies because they usually have other stuff too. Like, it's not only about the game.
Right.
Sometimes it is.
Sometimes.
Sometimes it's not. And some of mine are movies that I consider sports movies because there's a sport that, a sport is sort of one of the focuses of the movie.
Yeah.
Even if that's not the whole movie.
Yeah.
Just heads up. If you're like, why is that on here?
I feel like there haven't either been a lot of good sports movies lately or we've missed them.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much all of mine are older movies.
You'll never guess what movies are going to be on the list. But where?
Where on the list, though?
To be determined.
Shall we start with honorable mentions?
Sure. Should I go? I have others too. Others. And honorable mentions.
Wow.
Isn't anything I say an honorable mention?
Pretty much. I only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Alright, well, you go first.
My honorable mentions are The Blind Side, We Are Marshall, Coach Carter, Miracle, and Space Jam.
Okay. I have one of those on my honorable mentions, but 2 of those are on my list. So, here are some others, which are honorably being mentioned, but are not honorable mentions. Well, okay, I think these really, maybe the reason these are on here is because some of them are more games and some of them are more competitions, and then some are definitely sports, but either way, here we go. Maverick, because that's about playing cards. Sports and games. Drumline, look, being in a marching band is a sport, in my opinion.
That's hard work.
Yeah, and it's got to be hot.
Oh, yeah.
And like all their suits, I think, are polyester. We need better suits. They need better suits. I'm not in the marching band. 3 Ninjas. You ever seen 3 Ninjas?
I'm not sure.
Oh, we are totes watching 3 Ninjas then. It's about these 3 little boys that become ninjas.
It sounds familiar, but
One of them's name is Tum Tum.
I don't know. Yeah. A part of me feels like maybe I have, but
We're watching 3 Ninjas. A Knight's Tale.
yeah.
See, I don't know if A Knight's Tale is really a sports movie.
Yeah.
Magic Mike XXL. That's a sport. I'm going to say it's a sport. Brink, definitely a sport.
Oh, yeah.
Motocrossed. I like my favorite decom, probably.
Yeah, I like motocross. Was one of my favorites.
And rollerball.
I remember that.
Oh, snap.
That was apparently life-changing at the time.
It so was. We went to see, funny anecdote. I don't know if it's funny, but it's an anecdote. We went to see rollerball for someone's birthday. Whose birthday?
I don't know.
I don't know either. Then, and we loved it. It was the bee's knees. And so we all decided we were all going to have code names from rollerball
Yeah.
for the rest of our lives.
No.
Not really. But we did for a while. And then I went to this Circuit City. If you don't know what Circuit City is, Google it because it doesn't exist anymore. I went to Circuit City and I found these little devices called e-chats, and they were on clearance. And so for like $3. So I bought one of them. I think I bought like 5 of them, for like each member of our friend group, our core friend group at the time. And we each used our e-chats with our code names from Rollerball.
Yeah.
And basically they were kind of like, it was like prehistoric texting.
Yeah. You had a little stylus, and you had to, but it would only send within like 20 feet or something.
Yeah.
So we would sit, if we were at school, in a class side by side, like try to get close to the wall and see if we could send messages through the wall.
Yeah.
Which sounds stupid now that texting is such a big thing, but we didn't have texting then.
No. And also, this is what goes to being a good kid in school. The teachers didn't even get on to us about texting in class.
No.
And they had a calculator on them.
Yeah.
And they didn't take them up during math test.
No.
We never did use them because we were good kids, but still, we'd be sending that. I mean, the teachers knew what they were for. They'd seen them. I'm sure we
Yeah.
showed them.
We got away with a lot of stuff.
Teachers' pets.
Yeah.
Anyway, now to the true honorable mentions. The Water Boy.
I've never seen that.
What? We need to watch it because it's been a minute since I've seen it, so we need to watch The Water Boy. Like Mike.
Oh yeah, I forgot. You know, I did think about it obviously recently.
Yes.
Masked Singer, but I hadn't thought about that in a long time.
Yeah. I feel like that was a really cool movie. Any movie where a kid becomes phenomenal at sports is a good movie.
Mm-hmm.
Step Up.
Oh yeah.
Channing Tatum.
I
Channing
wish I could
Tatum
dance like that.
is prevalent on this list.
So
Coach
far.
Carter, Magic Mike. Okay. Cool Runnings.
Yeah.
That's a good movie. Major League. Have you ever seen that?
No.
It's definitely an adult sports movie.
Yeah.
That's where Charlie Sheen plays Wild Thing.
I'm not sure if I've seen that.
It's a cool movie. Obviously. Am I going to say that every time? Yes. Starting now, just because.
All of these are cool.
Ladybugs. Have you seen Ladybugs?
Mm-mm.
It had Rodney Dangerfield was the coach of a girls' soccer team.
Okay.
So he dressed up Jonathan Brandis like a girl. He was like a teen star that passed away. He was a blonde kid, real good looking.
Mm-hmm.
He was also in a karate movie with Chuck Norris.
Oh.
Anyway, this movie's funny because it's kind of like Reverse She's the Man, I guess.
Yeah.
He dresses his son up like a girl to
So
be
he
on
can-
this girls'
so he
soccer
can be
team.
on the team.
Anyway, that's a cool movie. The Rookie with Dennis, what's his name?
Yep.
What is his name? Don't move so we can edit this out. Whatever. He's a pitcher and he's, you've seen that movie, right?
I think so.
That's when I fell in love with Angelo Spazzeri. He played the catcher in the movie.
Mm-hmm.
I love
Dennis
catchers.
Quaid.
Yes! Yes, okay. Then, I also had The Blind Side. The Replacements, which is the football movie with Keanu Reeves, where they all replace the people on strike.
Yeah.
It's a cool movie. Like all of them.
Cool.
Cool. The last cool movie, because the rest will be great movies. The last cool movie is Air Bud. That's
Oh yeah, I haven't seen that in a while.
Yeah, the first couple were pretty good. Air Bud was super talented.
Oh yeah, you can play all kinds of sports.
I'm telling you. And then eventually, they busted out of the sports realm and moved into all kinds of stuff.
Oh.
I think. And there were puppies.
Yeah.
I quit watching after probably Air Bud 3.
I don't think I ever saw more than 2 of them.
I'm pretty sure I saw him play. He starts with basketball, then he played football.
Football, right? I
Then he
think
played
those
baseball.
2 I've seen. I don't think I've seen him play baseball.
Yeah, I think I've seen all of those. Okay. Those are all the cool movies on the honorable mentions. Now for the top 10.
Top 10. Okay, my number 10 is Love and Basketball.
I have never seen that movie.
It's really good. I haven't seen it in quite some time, but it's kind of follows 2 people who they both play basketball and they're both trying to go into the NBA and WNBA, but it's also about their relationship because they meet as kids and then, then they get to be older, they fall in love, but then they're being torn apart because they're going to different schools, and so it's kind of about their relationship mainly, but also both of them trying to follow their dreams and play basketball. So it's really good. We'll have to watch it sometime.
Yeah.
I thought that I had it on VHS, but I don't.
Aw.
I don't know if I did, unless I have it stored with all of my games, because I have some VHS movies up there, I think.
Maybe so.
I need to go look there.
Yeah.
But it is a good movie, though.
I'm sure I would like it. I love sports movies
Mm-hmm.
and love movies.
Yep.
So
It's all together.
you get the
Sports
best of both worlds.
And love.
Yes. My number 10 is For Love of the Game, which is a great movie. And it's the first movie that I remember really crying at. No spoilers, but I really cried at this movie. But it has Kevin Costner, and he's a pitcher, and he's trying to pitch a perfect game.
Yeah, and it's going. I've seen. Yeah, I've
Yeah,
seen
it's
that.
going back and forth. So if you haven't seen For Love of the Game, I feel like it doesn't get as much recognition as Kevin Costner's other baseball movies, like Field of Dreams and Bull Durham, but it's definitely worth a watch.
Yeah, it was good. Number 9 for me is The Cutting Edge. I just love this movie because of course I envy people who can ice skate that well. Because I can do okay, like, I can get away from the wall eventually and go out on my own. Stopping is a problem sometimes. But to see all of that, I always thought ice skating was really cool. So watching that, or watching them do all that stuff, plus, it had the story of the two of them. They didn't get it. Have you seen that?
No.
No. Well, we had to watch that too. Got a lot of movies and stuff to watch,
Right,
don't we?
yeah.
But
I should have been keeping a list.
the guy used to play hockey, and I don't know if he got hurt. I can't remember why he couldn't play hockey anymore. But this coach convinces him to come be the partner, the girl's partner, figure skating partner.
Yeah.
And so, of course, at first she doesn't like his style, and he's trying to learn, how to do figure skating styles, and they're trying to trust each other so they can do the big lift thing.
Oh, yeah.
Move and try to get to the Olympics. And then, of course, there's a little bit of romance, so more romance.
More romance. Yeah, figure skaters are phenomenally talented.
No doubt.
I would for sure somehow cut my own arm off.
Yeah,
if
I
I was
know.
a figure skater. I don't know how, but I
And
would
they
do it.
pick them up and twirl them around and do
Yeah.
them around. I'm like, how are y'all not getting injured more often?
I don't know how they even, when they go up in the air and first of all, I don't know how they land, but I know there's different breathing and head techniques to make you not be dizzy,
Mm-hmm.
but man, that's ridiculous.
Do you remember we were in London and we started watching the Celebrity Ice Dancing show?
Yes, that was amazing. It was kind of like Dancing with the Stars, but on ice.
Ice skating.
And the only one I remember, though, is the one where they dance to Hit Me, Hit Me, Hit Me with Your Rhythm Stick, which was also a song we never heard before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was pretty funny, but
That was funny. Yeah. I think they tried to do that here, but I don't think it really took off like Dancing with the Stars.
yeah.
Which is unfortunate, although admittedly I didn't watch it either, so, here we are.
Yep.
Number 9 for me is Miracle, so sticking with the ice theme.
Yeah.
But of course, Miracle chronicles the stories of the 1980 U.S. Olympic hockey team. It was all amateurs, and they had to face off against the USSR, I think at the time. That's what it was. And it was during the Cold War, and you've seen it probably. Miracle's one of those that they kind of show you in school sometimes. So
Yeah.
some of these movies make it to school. Here, learn about this topic, and Miracle's kind of one of those where they a lot of time will give you a reward. Say, here, you can watch Miracle because it teaches you about the Cold War.
I remember it being one of the sports movies where I was really, because I feel like we saw that in the theater,
Yeah.
where I was really on the edge of my seat like you are at an actual sporting event.
Yeah.
Thinking, are they gonna win? Because I really didn't know
Yeah.
the real life story.
Right.
So it was exciting. Also, I feel like I remember there being emotional parts, but it's been so long I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. Might be some. I remember there being Eddie Cahill.
I was gonna say Eddie. I remember he was in it. Was
Yeah.
Oliver Hudson in it? They remind me of each
Oliver
other.
Hudson. I would think so.
So sometimes I get confused on which one of them is in what.
Yeah. The coach was Kurt Russell. And I know it had Eddie Cahill, and it had Nathan West from Bring It On. He's Kyler Lee's husband, or he was. He was in
Yeah, I
some
don't
teen
know.
movies. I don't know. Anyway, Miracle. Okay.
Number 8. No, 9.
Yes.
8.
8.
What am I doing?
8.
Oh, I messed my list up again. The Cutting Edge was actually my number 5. I'm so bad at lists. See, this is why I should rewrite the list. Because what happens is, I go back and mark out the 9 and 10 spot if I want to add more stuff.
Yeah.
And then I go changing the numbers, and then when I just glance at it, I just go down the list.
Well,
I already messed this list up. The Cutting Edge is my number 5.
okay.
My actual number 9 was Little Giants.
Well, Little Giants for me is number 4.
I didn't see this movie until,
I made you.
yeah, it's probably like 20-something years old. And we watched it.
She missed out, and it had Devon Sawa in it. How did she miss it?
I freaking love Devon Sawa, and I somehow didn't see that one until then.
And it was the best one.
But it was really good. It was funny, and
Yeah. I always really liked it because I was a tomboy growing up. I still am, pretty much. But so I always thought it was cool that there could be, I always thought it was so cool that Icebox wanted to play football, but then she still got the boy at the end of the spoilers. There'd be spoilers at the end of the movie. And then, too, now when I watch Little Giants, I cry because there's so many emotional moments, like when Tommy's dad comes back, and we won't give it all away, but it's really great, the annexation of Puerto Rico.
yeah. Yeah, it was really good watching it then. I thought, I didn't know why. I never watched it
I don't know.
when I was younger, but I enjoyed it. And now I don't even know what's going on.
All right, well, I'll just do my 8, and we'll figure this out as we go, I guess. My number 8 is Dodgeball. And no, I didn't mess my list up. Here's the reason why Dodgeball is number 8, even though it's my favorite movie
Oh wait,
of all time.
that's on my list too. It's number 6, I think,
Oh.
legitimately.
Here, see, it's all coming together. We're getting back on track. Maybe. The reason why Dodgeball is not higher on my list is because there are certain factors that make a movie a sports movie. And while Dodgeball has sports in it, it's not as glorifying of a sports movie as the other 7 above it to me.
Yeah.
So, the sport's still the main focus, but there's a lot of other things going on, saving the gym and the romance side of things, and of course it's hilarious, but Dodgeball's an incredible movie, or it wouldn't be my favorite movie. It's just not my favorite sports movie because it's not enough about sports.
Yeah, it's really funny.
Yes.
That's why I like it a lot.
We've probably seen it 800 times, so
Well, I watched it a bunch of times.
yeah. Okay, number 8 for you.
Okay. My number 8 is Angels in the Outfield.
Well, that's my number 7, so look at this plan coming together.
Good. Yes. That was one of those sports movie moments that you can never forget, is when everybody stands up in the audience and starts doing the flapping. I can't flap because I'm and start doing that you're just like,
Yes.
because the team was just terrible. And so they needed some divine intervention to be a good team.
That is the truth.
But it was also the little boy, was he like an orphan, or he was?
Yeah, the 2 little boys were in an orphanage.
Yeah.
And then, Danny Glover, who was the coach of the team, found them out. And the one kid, his daddy kept saying he was going to come back for him, but of course he wasn't because he was a deadbeat. And so, some way they went to the ball game, and that's when the kid did that, and it rallied the team.
Yeah.
Matthew McConaughey's also in that movie.
Oh, yes.
But that movie's so sweet.
It is. It's a great kids sports movie. I haven't seen it in a long time, but.
And it's so heartwarming with the ending. we won't give it away. But also, if you haven't seen Angels in the Outfield, we're obviously talking about the new Angels in the Outfield. I think there's an old Angels in the Outfield that's in black and white.
Oh.
This is the one with Danny Glover.
Yeah.
Okay.
Christopher Lloyd, he was in it, right?
Christopher Lloyd.
Yeah, so
Yes.
that one came out in the 90s.
Watch that one.
Number 7.
Yes.
That was your 7.
correct.
My 7 is Bring It On. Cheerleading is another thing that really impresses me.
Yes.
All the stunts that they can do. Because I can't even do like one backflip or whatever. Because, they can do a cartwheel or round off and then do like a back handspring.
Yeah.
I always wanted to be able to do that, and I was always too afraid to try.
I can do none of it. I can't even do a cartwheel.
Well,
Go
I
do a
hadn't
cartwheel.
tried in a long time. It probably hurt me now.
Don't try it then. You're too old.
I know.
You're never too old. You probably are.
I don't know.
Someone might be too old.
Yeah.
Don't try this out.
Don't do anything dangerous. But yeah, so I like that movie. Obviously, it was a lot about cheerleading, and it was about the two schools that kept apparently the
Clovers.
I want to say coach. She wasn't the coach. She was like the head of the team,
I haven't seen
the
this movie.
captain. That's what I was looking for.
Oh yeah, I haven't seen this movie all the way through ever.
She was stealing routines from the other school, and they didn't know it until then they found out. So they had to come up with all new
Dirty.
routines before the competition. So they were all freaking out, learning about these are not spirit fingers. These are spirit fingers. But then, of course, you have the romance elements and the friendship elements when you have, meeting. Elijah Dushku's character came in. And she was kind of a rebel, but ended up being really good at all the different moves. So they put her on the team even though they didn't want to.
Yeah.
But then they all became friends. And anyway, it's a good movie
Aww.
that I enjoyed.
When I was in high school, I took speech where you learn how to give speeches, public speaking. And one of the girls in there was a competitive cheerleader. And so she gave a presentation on like the scoring and whatever. And it is so complicated and so precise the things they get scored on. Because they're always making those faces where they're like, and seem so excited because they get scored on making the faces and their hair being perfect and everything. So that's why everything is so precise.
It's
There's
complicated.
no way. Yeah, there's no way.
Mm-mm.
More power to them.
More power.
Yeah. Whoa, okay, my number 6
Yes.
is The Sandlot.
That is my number 1. Spoiler.
Okay, well, we'll just leave it for you then. What's your number 6?
Mine was Dodgeball.
You already did your number 5. My
I was
number
on
5 is Space Jam, which was one of your honorable mentions. So,
Yeah.
Space Jam, I guess technically I could be called a little bit of a hypocrite because I guess technically Space Jam's kind of like preventing aliens from taking over all the tunes and basketball players and stuff, but it's about basketball. So, Space Jam, I still watch Space Jam whenever it's on TV and stuff because, I don't know, I mean, it's dumb, but whatever. It's awesome. Michael Jordan, first of all, Michael Jordan is the GOAT. If you know who you are, you know I'm looking at you. I'm looking at you. Anyway, Michael Jordan's the GOAT. And when I was a kid, well, obviously when we were kids, Michael Jordan was the GOAT.
Oh,
there
yeah.
was no competition. He was the best basketball player of all time. I'm sure someone thought different, but not us. Whenever I was on the team, I was number 23. And I played for the red team and the black team, just like the Bulls.
Oh.
And I have me a Michael Jordan Bulls jersey, and I even have a Michael Jordan Wizards jersey.
Oh.
Yes. And I used to have a big poster of him on my wall. Michael Jordan was amazing. Okay. And he defeated all the aliens. Of course, I know other people are going to have opportunities to defeat the aliens, but we already did that. And it was perfect because the aliens, the Monstars, were coming in trying to take all the talent from the basketball players. And they had to team up with the Looney Tunes to defeat them. Which is the craziest concept for a movie in the history of time. But it was awesome.
But it worked.
And it also had Bill Murray. The end.
The end. 4. My number 4 is The Big Green.
I still haven't watched that.
In case you don't know, this was not one of the more popular kids' movies. I don't even think it was. I'm not sure that it was Disney.
I don't know.
I don't know what it was. But anyway, it was about a soccer team. And they were kind of they got this new coach came in and decided they would have a soccer team. So they kind of just pulled all these kids to be on the team. And they were trying to, of course, win a tournament. But they weren't very good. But then they started getting good and winning and becoming a lot better at that. And then, you know.
It's like every sports movie. It's the same plot
It's
as
the
the
same
Mighty
plot,
Ducks.
yeah. But they, I always, I guess, I feel like I haven't seen this movie in forever, but I used to watch it a lot. It's one of the ones I watched the most
Yeah.
when I was younger. And I always had a crush on the little blonde kid. I don't remember what his name was. But all I remember was at the end, they had to do penalty kicks. And it was him and one of the girls had to do penalty kicks, and he missed his.
Oh no. And it also had a goat. But not
It
Michael
did have
Jordan.
a goat, a legit goat.
A real goat.
Yeah. I need to rewatch it, and of course you should watch it.
Yeah.
Because I know I used to really love it, but it's been so long that
Maybe next time it'll be on my list.
maybe it will.
What was that? Your number 4? My number 4 was Little Giants, so we already covered that.
Number 3. My number 3 is The Mighty Ducks.
That's my number 2.
Ducks.
Ducks fly together.
Quack, quack,
Quack, quack, quack, quack, quack, quack, quack, quack.
Yes, I didn't watch this movie until I was a little bit older either. And I have now seen all of them. And I do really like them. And Banks was my favorite.
Well, I watched them when I was sick one time, I think. I rented them from the video store.
The video update?
I think so.
Or the one at the gas station?
No, it was either Video Update or Ingalls. Either way, I rented the videos and watched them. And so, I mean, the Mighty Ducks, man. What can you really say that hasn't been said? Has anything been said? Probably. They're just it's over, a ragtag team of misfits come together and play hockey.
It's always good when you got people who come together who aren't very good at what they're doing and then they become great.
Yes. Or they're already, which a lot of the Ducks were already pretty good at certain areas of hockey, because some of them played hockey on like basketball courts, and some of them, then the one girl and her brother, they were figure skaters already. And so then Gordon Bombay got sentenced to community service and had to coach a hockey team.
That happens a lot too.
And they had jerseys like these at first because, they didn't have any money. The Hawks had all the money. The Hawks, the team that Banks was on. But Banks, listen, Banks, he was actually supposed to be a Duck, and anyway, he became a Duck, and he's wholeheartedly a Duck. And then the stupid Hawks. Anyway, we won't spoil it. And then in 2, they go to the Olympics.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's like basically a miracle, but not really.
Yeah, but with kids.
And then in 3, they go to college.
Yep. So here's what I'm saying. This was...
I think, or was it high school? It was college, right? Or was it high school? Because they were trying out for varsity. Either way, it was amazing.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Good.
But several, like 10 years ago or more, we did a list, like 100 things to do. And one of the things was to write a letter to a famous person. So I decided to write a letter to Emilio Estevez because I thought people are all into remakes and redos and whatever.
Truth.
So why not do D4 Mighty Ducks, where now all of the players are grown and they're the parents, and then they all get together and play a little game, even
Yeah.
if they're not the main people playing,
But eventually they would be.
they would still play.
Here's what it would be. They would start playing, and then their kids' team would be getting defunded or something.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why that. I don't know. Some reason they would have to play the parents of the people that are now, that used to be the Hawks. The people that used to be the Hawks that are now also parents, they would have to play them again.
For a charity thing to raise money for
Yes.
the team.
For all of them, maybe. We don't know, but that's what would happen.
Yep. So
Yes.
so far my letter has not.
Yeah, well, now, you don't know. We did see an announcement that maybe there might be.
I think it was Joshua. Was it Joshua Jackson had tweeted or something one
Yeah.
time? Quack 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 quack, and I was like, "What you trying to say, Joshua Jackson?" Turns out I don't think anything happened with that, but
Well,
he got my hopes up.
maybe it will, though.
But I'm
Send
believing.
your letter again.
I'm gonna send a letter to all of them. Someone will get it.
Yeah. Dean Portman was my favorite one. That's why Portman's on my shirt, because I just love the Bash Brothers, but I don't know. I guess Dean was a bad boy, so, you know, he's the baddest Bash brother.
Mhm.
But it has so many good people in it. Keenan,
Oh yeah.
the guy from, Dean Portman's married to Idina Menzel now. That's
I
weird.
think you
isn't
told
it?
me that. Yeah.
That's weird. Joshua Jackson, the guy from The Sandlot, Julie the Cat Gaffney. Julie the Cat Gaffney, I saw her on Next Food Network Star one time, and she never once said she was Julie the Cat Gaffney, but I knew it.
I know who you are.
Yeah. Anyway, the Mighty Ducks, man. All three of them, and all three of those movies are all great.
Yeah, they're all good.
Yeah.
It's not like which when we're talking about Bring It On, there have been countless Bring It Ons, and I've seen some of the others.
Yeah.
I mean, they still do cool things, but it's kind of like,
Not quite as good.
yeah.
Not the case with the Mighty Ducks, though. Consistently awesome. I am mad at the real Anaheim Ducks that they changed their shirts and they don't look like the Mighty Ducks anymore.
Yeah.
And I think they're just the Ducks. If you're not a Mighty Duck, just Ducks,
Yeah.
that's not to be feared.
No.
Well, I don't know, man. Ducks can be pretty scrappy.
That's true. I've seen them chasing people. Well, really geese. I've seen a lot
Yeah,
of geese
mostly
chasing
geese.
people.
They should change their name to Geese.
The mighty geese. Then everybody be like, oh, hell. no.
Oh snap, they're gonna bite us. Okay. My number 3 is Remember the Titans.
That is my number 2.
How convenient. We flipped them. So we've probably also seen Remember the Titans a million times because this was the go-to movie they showed you on school field trips back in our
Yes.
day.
I mean, yeah. That and The Wizard of Oz. Trust me. Remember the Titans? Far superior to me, in my opinion.
Way better. They ain't even in the same realm.
No, I did not. The Wizard of Oz. See, there's some classics like that and The Sound of Music. And I think because I was made to watch them so many times that I began to despise them all.
Yeah.
Anyway,
feel
that's
you.
irrelevant, but
But that didn't happen with Remember the Titans
Mm-mm.
because it's amazing. And honestly, it's 2020 and a whole bunch of people evidently haven't watched Remember the Titans, and it really shows.
yes, it does.
So watch Remember the Titans, take what they say into consideration, and live your life like that.
Yeah. Everyone who starts off like Gary. I think it was Gary,
Yeah,
right?
Gary Bertier.
Yeah. If you like Gary, learn how not to be.
Yeah, learn how to be like Gary at the end of the movie.
Yeah.
Well, not dead, but
Before the dead
before that part, when Julius was his brother, because we're all in this together.
Mm-hmm.
But we have to do better,
Yeah.
because go and tell them we are the Titans.
Yep.
So that's just, and it's a great sports movie. I mean, Denzel Washington's an incredible actor,
Oh yeah. He's
and
good and everything.
you got old school Ryan Gosling.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, man, it's
It's really funny. I like that it's funny and it's got heartwarming moments, and it's also really, besides most movies have a lesson, something that you learn, but them learning to really be a team, but it wasn't just coming together and being a team, it was about accepting their differences and then realizing, hey, we're really not that different, like we're all
yeah,
people who love football. And
yeah,
so anyway, I like that it had that too, and with the
and them
normal
too,
sports thing.
teaching their community that we can still be different and still be united.
Yeah.
And it was up to all the players really led the way for the community. And I mean, a lot of people in their community didn't like it, but
But they stood up for their teammates.
yes,
Well, and once they got through their camp, or they got
yeah,
further into they finally started standing up for them
yes,
against the other people who were still like being hateful.
yeah.
They were like, you know what? No.
Don't hate. Also, just in general, don't hate. Watch Remember the Titans.
Mhm.
Live Remember the Titans. There. Okay, number 1.
Okay, well, my number 1 is The Sandlot, which I already said.
Go.
But in case you don't know, you should know, The Sandlot's a classic.
Yes.
It's about also a kind of a ragtag group of kids. Now, they didn't really go on, they weren't trying to win some kind of competition,
Yeah.
really. I mean, they played games against other teams, but it was largely a lot of boys who came together and played in The Sandlot. But it followed the new kid in town, Smalls,
You're killing me, Smalls.
who they brought in and tried to teach him because he didn't know anything about baseball. He didn't know anything about Babe Ruth, and they were appalled.
Yeah.
And his dad had a baseball that was signed by Babe Ruth, I think, and he brought it to play with, and they lost it in the neighbor's yard, and the neighbor had this crazy dog. So then they were afraid to go get it. And then Benny the Jet Rodriguez. Benny the Jet Rodriguez was like way up there on the young loves of my life.
Me too.
But he hit the ball so hard he knocked all the skin off of it one time.
Yeah.
He went on, actually, I think, well, I mean, the movie still ends when they're kids, but it kind of flashes forward, and I think he went on to be played professional. Not Smalls. Smalls was like an announcer.
Yeah,
or something.
Smalls was an announcer, and Beanie became a professional ball player.
Yeah.
And actually, eventually, you find out if you watch Sandlot like 4 that I think Squints becomes the commissioner of Major League Baseball, supposedly. I only watched that one because it had Luke Perry in it, and I love Luke Perry.
Yeah. So all together, it was a good movie. It was a great movie.
Benny the Jet Rodriguez was also in the Mighty Ducks.
He was.
Also, the guy that played Benny the Jet Rodriguez went on to be an EMT, so that's amazing because first responders are the best.
Mm-hmm.
My favorite movie is Rookie of the Year. You ever seen that?
I don't know.
Well, it's awesome. This kid is playing ball and he's not super paying attention, so he's running and he trips over this ball and he goes flying up into the air and he lands on his arm,
Mm-hmm.
and it gives him super pitching power because it breaks the wrong way or something.
Yeah.
So then he becomes, as you would, a pitcher for the Chicago Cubs.
Obviously.
Obviously. So, and it has Gary Busey in it.
Well,
Yeah, Gary Busey. But, you know, that movie's funny, and it's cool that he's a kid, and, you know, but he's also leading the Cubs. And also it has the guy from Home Alone, Marv.
oh,
He is, he's kind of the equipment manager for the team, so he's zany in that movie too. But you know, of course, it's one of those two that teaches you about, you know, giving up certain things for your friends and your family, and you know, the important things in life. What's really important and what's not as important, but also sports.
I don't know that I've seen. I feel like I've seen at least parts of it
We need to watch it.
before, but
We should have been making a list.
we actually have a list somewhere of movies we started of movies we need to watch. Some of them are just movies that one of us needs to watch. That,
Yeah.
Or maybe we need a refresh.
I'm sorry,
I mean, that's a
Mary.
different list. Movies we need to refresh, or maybe one of us needs a original introduction to.
Yes. I'm putting it on there. Rookie. I spelled it wrong. I spelled it right now. Rookie of the Year.
List started.
List started.
I think that's it.
That is it.
We've reached the end of our sports movie discussion.
Yay! Go sports. Movies.
If you enjoyed this video, you can give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, I'm sorry.
I'm not sorry. We're great. If you didn't like it, why? Tell us in the comments, but be nice about it. And like it anyway. And subscribe. And tell your friends. Because we have decided that once we get 1 million followers, we are going to set a jar of mayonnaise on fire.
Mm-hmm.
And if that doesn't interest you, I don't know what will.
Mm-hmm. So, I mean, who doesn't want to see that?
Right?
Also, if you're interested in our other videos, we have more lists. We have a book club. We have an episodes where we complain about things and drink wine.
Yes.
And who knows what else we'll talk about.
Recaps of life experiences.
Yeah, maybe some travel stuff eventually.
We are a well-rounded vlog.
Yep.
And you see, I didn't even call it a podcast, not one time today.
Yay!
Yeah.
Getting better.
Thanks for watching our McWorld.
See ya.
Bye.